Hey, John, welcome back to the United States.
Thank you so much.
Well, we're here in Frisco, Texas at our sales office here in the Dallas area. I want to give you I know that you're always out there on the move on our behalf. I know you live in Thailand, but you move all over Asia on our behalf. I want to give some insight as to what that's like. Are you ready for a few questions?
Sure, no problem.
First of all, a lot of people don't know this. You live in Thailand, but you speak Mandarin, right? How did that come about?
I've been working in Asia for a long time. So I've been living in China for roughly 15 years.
Okay.
And when I moved there, I made it a point to just try to learn Mandarin from day one. Because I realized Mandarin is, one of the most useful languages in the world right now. And so many people were telling me that, Chinese is so hard to learn. So I just had to give it a shot.
That is a power move for sure. How does that give us a leg up in the market?
I think the main strength of Force Global Supply and Force Energy Group is that we want to cut out as many middlemen as possible. So if it's just the two of us, if we can just go somewhere and have a meeting, and we just go there and we get it done ourselves, that's going to save us and at the end of the day, the clients a lot of time and money.
So John, what are some things that what do you see that's different with doing business in Asia versus doing business here in the United States or in Europe?
I think with Asian companies and particularly Chinese companies, you have a curiosity and a hunger with them where you will, I will do some research online. Usually we use WeChat in China, which is like, Facebook Messenger. So regardless of what industry they're in, everyone is going to have WeChat. You add each other as friends, you start talking, you send some specifications back and forth, and I can have a sample made within hours, usually, if you're in a big city. And that's a relationship that you will keep on your phone. And
John, you mentioned relationships. Now, for me, I've been trading in Asia and all over the world for the last 20 plus years. Relationships have been key to my success there. Talk about what it takes to maintain those relationships and what makes that a difference for us.
I think, so one word that you probably heard in Chinese is Guanxi, which means something like relationship or the interpersonal friendships you have with people or companies. So I can say like, 你关系很好, or like, 他们关系好, they know each other very well. It can also mean something larger than that, like he has connections. So it's both something that can be between people and, just more in general, that he has a network that he can leverage. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be for manufacturing. It could also be like, he knows a lot of people. So even if we don't know how to get this certain thing, we know who to talk to achieve that.
So John, with all the things that are going on, some people are more interested in trying to source directly from Asia, the Middle East, wherever things are made in the world. Why should they use Force Global Supply as opposed to going out and trying to figure this out on jumping on Alibaba or something?
Yeah, if you go on Alibaba or Temu, there's not really any warranties you're getting. You cannot customize the product you're getting. Well, if you're going through us and our relationships, you can customize literally every aspect of the product down to the packaging. And also you're getting the same warranties you're used to, much higher quality control because we have that relationship with the manufacturer. So if you order 100 light bulbs, 2 come back broken, no problem. I'll swap them out free of charge and they will send us new ones.
John, I would think that one of our distinct advantages is that we work with OEM and ODM manufacturers, original equipment and original design manufacturers. Talk to everybody a little bit about what that means and how it affects our pricing.
I think if you just look at products in your own home, in your own kitchen, take a blender on your kitchen counter. It might say Samsung or something. That doesn't necessarily mean that Samsung has a dedicated factory that only pumps out these blenders. It's probably coming from a factory, possibly in China, that makes these blenders for many different companies and just stick the Samsung logo on top of it and on the packaging. Basically what Force does is we go straight to that factory and we buy the blender before they add all the cost of the branding, of the packaging, of all the global marketing that Samsung does for this blender, and to circumvent all of that and send it directly to your front door.
So John, to date, how have the fluctuations in tariffs affected business here in the United States?
I think because of the uncertainty with what's going to happen to the tariffs. Will they be removed tomorrow? Will they be doubled? a lot of the buyers, the importers in the US have been holding off on orders just to kind of see if they can ride out this and to see what the next step is going to be.
So the increase in tariffs, what has it done for logistics as far as shipments that have coming are coming into the United States?
I've seen numbers online saying shipments into the US are down by about half, and that's because importers are holding off for now to see what's going to happen. With the news just yesterday, May 12th, they've reduced the tariffs on China down to 20 plus 34%, which is a reduction in less than half of what it was 2 days ago. So now what we're probably going to see is that a lot of importers are probably going to bite the bullet and maybe start placing more orders on things that they are starting to run out of, just so that they can avoid, even worse issues should the tariffs come back, and be 200% tomorrow.
John, how has working with Force Global Supply and with your 15 years of experience working in Asia reshaped the way you think about the supply chain?
I think it's necessary for people to realize that we're all dependent on each other. Sure, we might be buying these light fixtures from Asia, but the other side of the world, they are using software made here in the West. And for example, if you want to build a Boeing jet, you need millions of parts, and it's going to be impossible to make all of those made from titanium, milled titanium here in the US. So we're all dependent on each other, and I think hopefully we can all realize that soon and just get back to business and fuel each other's economies.
John, well, thank you so much. It's so good to see your face back here in the United States.
For having me here.
Yeah, and we're going to do some things while we're here on the ground, but look forward to continuing our relationship and continuing to build your team.
Thank you so much.